You run a tight operation. There's no room for error. Your torque wrenches are all marked with the date of the last and next calibration, who did the work, the certificate number, and the wrench output. You log the calibration history for each and every wrench. Wrenches are also marked with the workstation and the specific job to which they are assigned. That covers everything, right? Almost. Here's a wrench that was recently calibrated, and it will be another 6 months before this wrench sees the calibration cycle again. When that wrench is sent for the calibration cycle, one of two things will happen, and both of them are bad. Number one, you find out that the wrench is in calibration and is working fine. That also means you've learned that you've just spent $100 to learn you didn't need to spend that $100. The second thing that can happen is you find that the wrench is in need of calibration. That isn't the bad part. That's the good part. Here's the bad part. You didn't learn when it went out of spec, or more importantly, why it went out of spec. Was the tool dropped? Was it thrown across the room? Was it poorly built? Was it close to its life cycle expectation? You don't know. The calibration process only gives you yes or no answers. It does not give you why, how, and when. Now comes the job of tracing and finding the work that was done by that wrench to see what conforms and what doesn't. Now you've spent $100 to buy a massive headache. And of course, if you don't find those mistakes that came as a result of an out-of-spec torque wrench, don't worry. Your customers will find them for you. Wouldn't you rather prevent the ceremonial burning of the Franklins and the headache that comes with tracing the work that wasn't done to spec? Daily verification of your torque tools is the answer. When you verify your torque tools daily, you now know that a wrench is out of spec before a shift. So it never goes out on the floor until it's been calibrated. And when it does go out of spec, you know the calibration interval, you know the rest of the information that you need, so you can perform a root cause analysis of the problem. Is it the tools? Is it the user? Is it a training issue? Is it a performance issue? You won't know until you set up your own daily torque tool verification program. Daily verification of all torque tools is a widely acknowledged best practice if you do it properly. By the way, if you're going to run your own torque tool verification program, please avoid the most common torque verification and testing mistake in the world, which is not exercising the wrenches at least 3 times prior to verification. If you're going to set up your own daily verification program, we suggest using the Torquetronics 2 digital torque verification and calibration unit. For the price of a verification unit, you can verify all your torque tools and calibrate all your torque tools with the exception of digital torque wrenches. Impact tools are never used on a Torquetronics 2. For more help in setting up your daily torque tool verification program, contact your Sturdivant Richmond professional. And for more information on the most common torque testing mistakes, see our video series on the Newton Meter channel on YouTube.